Singh was a very talented wrestler. With his talent and hard work, Singh became the national wrestling champion of India. Singh aspired to be on top of the wrestling world, but in the face of life's pressures, he had to put his dreams aside and find a job first. The walls of Singh's bedroom are covered with pictures of him competing and his national championship gold medal. Singh's dreams, which he couldn't fulfill himself, could only be fulfilled by his son. But life doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Singh's wife gave birth to a daughter. Everyone in the village has become an expert on the birth of boys. Some made Singh pray. Some told Singh to feed dessert to the cows. Some told Singh that sex only works on Sundays. Some gave Singh holy fruits to eat. On the night of his wife's delivery, half the village came. They all hoped their methods would work. And then Singh had his second daughter. Everyone in the village was disappointed, though Singh loved his two daughters. But in those days, only a boy could fulfill Singh's dream. Singh never gave up on his dream. But years later, Singh had two more daughters. Singh put away the pictures on the wall and gave up on his dream. One day Singh asked his daughters to describe a fight they had with a neighbor boy. His daughter's talent for wrestling once again ignited Singh's dream. In the face of his wife's concern and skepticism, Singh gave himself a deadline of 1 year. If it failed after a year, Singh would forget his dream forever. Every day, he wakes up at 5 o'clock. Singh starts training with his two daughters, Gatha and Babita. To facilitate the training, Singh dressed his daughters in boys' clothes. Cheetah and Babita thought their father's treatment of them was totally abusive. They were envious of the street kids eating sweets. The training ground also refused to let Singh bring girls in for training. Singh had to build a simple training ground in his field. Every night Gatha and Babita were in so much pain that they couldn't turn over. In his own training ground, Singh started training his daughter's wrestling skills. In order to train his daughters better, Singh called his nephew Kula as a sparring partner. A girl's strength is not as good as a boy's. In the evenings, Singh would massage his daughter's muscles. His wife asked him why he was so heartless. Singh says, "When I coach, I have to forget about being a father." To strengthen his daughter's muscles, Singh learned to cook chicken for her. People in the village started talking. They thought girls should stay in the kitchen and do household chores. Gatha and Babita were also teased by their classmates at school. The daughters decided to tell Singh that they didn't want to practice wrestling anymore. Singh asked them to give a valid reason. Cheetah came up with a reason. The practice would break their long hair and they would get lice in it. The next morning, Singh called a barber to cut his daughter's long hair. Everyone in the village laughed at Gatha and Babita for not having long hair. Gatha and Babita rebelled. They secretly changed the time of the alarm clock. They broke the light bulb in the training ground. They pretended to be injured and couldn't train. They secretly dressed up for their best friend's wedding. Gatha and Kula danced happily at the wedding. Singh slapped his nephew Kula in public. Gatha and Babita cried to their friends about all the abuse they received from their father Singh. But their best friends envied Gatha and Babita for having a good father. He defied all opposition and ridicule to make a difference in his daughter's life. Hearing this, Gatha finally understood her father. After that, Gatha and Babita became very active in their training. They followed Singh's program to the letter. Even in class, they secretly practiced their strength. After all this hard training, Cheetah and Babita's talent for wrestling began to show. Today's wrestling match has attracted a huge crowd. It's the first time a woman is participating in this match. In fact, many of the spectators are here to laugh. They were expecting Cheetah to break her leg, but to everyone's surprise, Gatha chose the strongest opponent. In the first round, Cheetah dropped her opponent. In the second round, the man was alert and won the round. The referee declared the man the winner. However, the organizers rewarded Gatha with 50 rupees. Unwilling to accept defeat, Gatha approached Singh and asked for more matches. Soon Gatha won his first trophy. Gatha became the star of the village. Singh's walls were covered with pictures of his daughter and her trophies.